You know, there comes a moment in every person's life when they look in the mirror and realize something has to change. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. Maybe you've hit that point. Maybe you're standing at a crossroads right now, where everything feels uncertain. You've lost your fire, your sense of direction, your confidence. Maybe the person you used to be feels like a stranger, and I'm here to tell you that's okay. Because that moment, that feeling of falling apart, that is not the end. That is the beginning. That's life handing you the hammer and saying, it's time. It's time to rebuild yourself. See, rebuilding isn't about fixing something broken. It's about rediscovering what you're made of. Because you're not your past. You're not your mistakes. You're not the disappointments, the heartbreaks, the losses. You are the power that rises after them. You are the builder. You are the creator. You are the storm and the calm that follows it. But here's the truth most people don't want to face. Rebuilding yourself means tearing down what no longer serves you. It means being brutally honest. It means looking at the parts of yourself you've been afraid to confront, the habits, the excuses, the stories you tell yourself that keep you small. You've got to look at those and say, that's not me anymore. It's time to stop living as the person you've been conditioned to be and start living as the person you were designed to be. Because there's a version of you waiting, stronger, bolder, freer, and it's not in your future. It's buried inside you right now, under the weight of fear and doubt and comfort. Let's be real. Comfort is the killer of growth. Comfort feels good. It's easy. It's safe. But it keeps you locked in a cage. You know what's outside that cage. The life you were meant for. But you can't rebuild from comfort. You rebuild from the ashes. You rebuild when you're hungry. You rebuild when you've had enough of your own limitations. So ask yourself right now, what's your standard? Because the quality of your life is the quality of your standards. If you accept mediocrity, you get mediocrity. If you accept pain as normal, you'll live in pain. But the moment you raise your standard, everything shifts. You stop saying, I should do something, and you start saying, I must. That's when transformation begins, when you decide, I'm done. Done making excuses. Done blaming. Done living on autopilot. When you draw that line in the sand and say, no more, that's when the world starts to move in your favor. Because the universe doesn't respond to hesitation, it responds to decision. You've got to decide right now who you're going to become. Not who your parents wanted you to be. Not who society says you should be. Not who you were yesterday. Who do you want to be? What does that version of you look like, sound like, feel like, act like? Close your eyes for a moment and imagine it. See that version of you, standing tall, full of energy, full of confidence, full of purpose. That person already exists. They're not far away. They're inside you, waiting for you to commit. But commitment, real commitment, isn't convenient. It's not about feeling motivated once in a while. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Because motivation fades, emotion changes. But commitment is forged in decision. When you rebuild yourself, you've got to make peace with discomfort. You've got to fall in love with the process. You've got to understand that pain is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Every time you push past it, you grow stronger. Every time you get knocked down and rise again, you're carving out the muscle of resilience. You see, strength doesn't come from success. It comes from struggle. Every person you admire, every champion, every leader, every legend, they were forged in adversity. They were broken before they became whole. So if you're in the fire right now, if you feel like everything is falling apart, understand this. You're not being destroyed. You're being refined. The pain you're feeling right now, the confusion, the frustration, it's shaping you. It's burning away everything that isn't truly you. That's what rebuilding is. It's not about becoming something new. It's about returning to what's real. It's about peeling off the layers of fear, doubt, guilt, and shame until all that's left is truth. And truth is power. But here's the catch. You've got to own it. You've got to stop waiting for permission. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to tell you it's okay to change. You've got to give yourself that permission. It starts with one decision. I will no longer live below my potential. Say it out loud. Say it like you mean it. Because words have power. The moment you declare it, you shift your identity. And when your identity changes, your actions follow. Maybe you've failed before. Maybe you've tried to rebuild and fell back into old habits. That doesn't matter. Because failure is not falling. It's staying down. As long as you're still breathing, you've got another chance. Every breath you take is proof that your story isn't over. So stand up. Wipe the dust off. Look life in the eye and say, you can't break me. You can bend me, you can test me, you can challenge me, but you can't destroy me. That's the spirit of a rebuilder. That's the spirit of a warrior. And make no mistake, rebuilding yourself is war. It's a battle between who you are and who you're becoming. Between your old habits and your new identity. Between comfort and courage. Between fear and freedom. But every battle won brings you closer to your highest self. And you don't do it once. You do it every day. You wake up and recommit. You say, today I choose growth. Today I choose discipline. Today I choose to rise. Because consistency is what turns change into transformation. Anyone can get inspired for a moment, but those who rebuild themselves live with intention every single day. You've got to feed your mind with greatness. Read, listen, learn. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, not those who keep you small. Energy is contagious, so protect yours. You've got to condition your body, move, train. Because when you control your body, you control your emotions. You've got to master your focus. Stop giving your attention to things that drain you. Where focus goes, energy flows. Focus on what you want, not on what you fear. And most of all, you've got to connect to something greater than yourself. Whether you call it God, purpose, love, or life, it's that energy that drives creation. When you tap into that, you stop living in reaction and start living in creation. The question is, what are you going to create? What kind of life are you going to build? What kind of legacy are you going to leave behind? Because rebuilding yourself isn't just about you. When you rise, you give permission to others to rise too. When you heal, you inspire others to heal. When you become your highest self, you lift the world with you. So yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to hurt. There will be days you want to quit. But remember this, pressure creates diamonds. Fire refines gold. Storms shape champions. Don't run from the process. Own it. When the world knocks you down, smile and say, you just gave me another reason to rise, because every time you rise, you rewrite your story. You're no longer the person who was broken. You're the person who rebuilt. The person who transformed pain into power, fear into fuel, and struggle into strength. That's who you are. So from this moment on, make a promise to yourself, a sacred commitment. You will no longer live on autopilot. You will no longer let your past dictate your future. You will no longer settle for less than your full potential. You will rise. You will rebuild. You will reclaim your life. Because deep inside you, there's a fire that cannot be extinguished. You may have forgotten it, but it's still there, waiting for you to breathe life back into it, waiting for you to believe again. The world doesn't need more people playing small. It needs people on fire. People who are alive with purpose, passion, and love. And that's you. You're not broken. You're awakening. You're not lost. You're being redirected. You're not behind. You're right on time. So let this be your moment. The moment you stop waiting and start living. The moment you stop dreaming and start doing. The moment you stop surviving and start thriving. The hammer is in your hand. The foundation is within you. The blueprint is your vision. Now go build. Brick by brick. Thought by thought. Action by action. Build the life that reflects who you truly are. And when you look back one day, you'll smile. Not because it was easy, but because you didn't give up. You'll realize that every scar was sacred, every setback was preparation, every tear was watering the soil of your strength, and you'll know deep in your soul that it was all worth it, because you rebuilt yourself, and in doing so, you didn't just change your life, you changed the world.